cool that you actually have physical fandom people to hang out with. I don't have that. And you met John, and I am extremely jealous because after a couple of people that I know in real life and Maureen Johnson, he's like my role model. I will read Homestuck. I will suggest a webcomic. It's called Gunnerkrigg Court. It's very good. I'll leave a link because it's awesome and you should all read it. I'll link to the first page. Sophie. I have not seen that version of Pride and Prejudice, the one with Keira Knightley. I have seen the one with Colin Firth. I think everyone has seen that version. I think that the reason Sherlock has such a distinct fandom on Tumblr is because it is only 6 episodes. And so I think that every single moment has been turned into a GIF or a meme or something like that. Since there's only 6 episodes, I think the details get more attention than a show that has an hour-long episode every week, because details get looked over if you're getting a whole hour once a week. Speaking of Sherlock, here's my phone. So to both Tanya and Rosie about the fake fangirl issue. There are 2 types in my mind, and that's just from the people I know. The kind of girl that will only like a show if one of the actors is attractive. And so there are girls who do like something just because the actor's attractive, and so they get to know more about it because the attractiveness of the actor sort of introduced them to it. But then there's the kind of girl who doesn't care about anything else except the character or the actor being attractive. I have one friend, we were talking about Doctor Who, and she told me that she wasn't going to bother watching the first season because Christopher Eccleston wasn't attractive enough. Brianna, you said that you weren't the biggest fan of Christopher Eccleston's Doctor because he wasn't your favorite and you just couldn't really connect. And while I might disagree, that's a much better reason than saying, well, he's not as cute as David Tennant, so I don't care. And I know that's not what you were saying. And then there's the other kind of person, and this gets on my nerves a lot. I like to call it retro nerd or hipster nerd. I have like a 4-page essay on this already, and I might read it on my own channel. But my main point is, if you say you like something just to be cool, I know people who watch Star Trek just so they can make the most obscure reference possible so that they come across as cool, but you can tell that they don't care. And those are the wannabe fangirls and the fake fangirls. And like, there's a difference between having shallow reasons for liking something and for being so shallow you don't even care, you just want people to think you're cool. Tanya, that noise that you make, it's called squee. It doesn't actually have to be squee, but it's squee. Rosie, hello. Your southern accent was okay. It was a little old-fashioned, but I think it was workable. So when it comes to punishments, I'm going to have to come up with a punishment for all of you. And I'm going to be the one to do it because I'm the only person who hasn't gone over 5 minutes, except for video number 31, but I promise you YouTube added that second. We'll all have to agree on a second punishment for just Rosie. That sounds good. Yes. Valentine's Day is coming up tomorrow, and so we're supposed to talk relationships, but I've never been in a relationship, so I could say that I just have all the best friends in the whole world. Tell you about some of my favorite relationships in books. When I do ship, I do care about the characters' canon sexuality. I'm not gonna ship 2 heterosexual males, and lots of girls do that, and I don't understand why. Ooh! You know what I discovered the other day? Drapple. So, speaking of Harry Potter and ships, I never really shipped characters in Harry Potter because I was a little young. The only people I really shipped were Neville and Luna. Not because they were like the other 2 main characters who needed to end up with someone, because he had had so much go on in his life, and he was always really unimportant in a lot of people's eyes, and I think that Luna really would have been good for him. And I'm really glad that the movies put them together. And I'm not mad about that at all, because even though it wasn't in the books, I am very grateful. And speaking of movie versus book couples, I was okay with Ron and Hermione in the books. It seems kind of forced in the movies. When Harry doesn't know something about the Wizarding World, Ron is usually the one to explain it. Ron comes across as a lot more knowledgeable. In the movies, all of those lines about what goes on in the Wizarding World are pretty much taken away from Ron and given to Hermione. Yes, but when it comes to romance, you must all watch Downton Abbey because it is the most amazing thing to ever happen to my television screen ever. Bye!